What is up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuesday evening. So tonight I'm going to be talking about the 7 steps to be consistent, to be motivated, and to really just kind of ultimately reach your goals. And this came upon because I think it was last week I asked, what is the main thing that you need help with? Like, what are you struggling with right now to lose weight? I posted it on many different groups, my personal page, everything. And one thing that kept coming up is like, I need help being consistent. I need help being motivated. I need help doing whatever it may be. And kind of thinking back on my own journey, it really has absolutely nothing to do with being motivated. Because if you're always constantly waiting for motivation, like, you're never going to feel motivated. I never feel motivated to work out. I hate working out, to be honest, but I do it just because it's become a part of who I am, and I know it's what I need to do to have the results and to have the life that I want to have. So I came up with these 7 different ways on how you could kind of go from where you are to where you want to be. And if you're struggling and if you're in that dip right now that I've talked about in the past, this could help you out, maybe get out of it, or just help your mentally kind of get through it. All right. So without further ado, we're just going to kind of dive on in. So number 1 is you have to start with realistic expectations. Every single time I get on a call with somebody, this is the first thing I do. Is I think one of the biggest reasons people quit or they stop and keep starting is they had different expectations from when they started. Meaning, maybe their goal is to lose 20 pounds and they think that's going to happen in 4 weeks. And when it doesn't happen in 4 weeks, their expectations were let down and they feel like they failed. When in reality, if you're looking at to lose 20 pounds, what I always tell people, a realistic expectation is 10 weeks, which is a little bit less than 3 months. So in about 2.5 months, you could lose about 10 pounds, and that's 2 pounds a week. And so the first thing you have to do is set yourself up with realistic expectations. Don't set yourself up with expectations that you're going to hit in the perfect scenario, because you're going to have the perfect scenario maybe one day in your entire fitness journey. There's never a perfect scenario that actually plays out. So what I always tell people, whatever your goal is, so right now, if you're trying to lose 20 pounds, if you're trying to lose 40 pounds, if you're trying to lose 100 pounds, cut that in half. And that's how many weeks it's going to take. So if you're trying to lose 20, or if you're trying to lose 50 pounds right now, your goal is to lose 50 pounds. Cut that in half is 25. So expect to put in 25 weeks of hard work to lose that 50 pounds. Now, after you lose that 50 pounds, if it took you 25 weeks, you want to cut that in half. And that's how many weeks it's going to take you to learn how to maintain that weight. Because I know that is a huge, I think a lot of people could say that it's easy to lose the weight. It's hard to keep that weight off. Because how many people in this group have lost the same 10 pounds over and over and over and over again, right? I used to be one of them. And so 50 pounds, it's going to take you 25 weeks to lose that 50 pounds. And then it's going to take you 12 weeks to learn how to keep that 50 pounds off. So what we're looking at, get my handy dandy calculator, is 37 weeks total, which is a little bit more than 9 months. So if your goal is to lose 50 pounds and feel good, plan for 9 months of hard work. Now, are you going to lose the 50 pounds faster than that? Maybe, and most likely yes. But again, remember, you have to learn how to keep that weight off as well and learn this new lifestyle that you want to live. And so the other part about this is, yes, that is super realistic. Yes, you can do it. But now you have to tell yourself, if you go on vacation a week or two, it's going to take an extra week or two to get those results. If you fall off one week, it's going to take another week to get those results. So you have to set yourself up for realistic expectations, and only you know how serious you're taking something. All right. So that's number 1. Start with realistic expectations. Number 2 is when you talk about motivation, you really have to think about like what really motivates you. Like, what really motivates you? Is it the fact that you just want to look good in the mirror? If it is, that's okay. That's how I got started. If it's for your kids, if it's not for your kids, if it's for your health, if it's because you're scared to die early, like whatever it is, you have to truly think about what really motivates you, not what sounds good on paper, but what really motivates you. Because a lot of times people will say, oh, my kids motivate me. Well, if they truly motivated you, then why haven't you lost the weight yet? Right? So you have to figure out, like, is it really my kids that motivate me? Or is it something a little bit deeper? Maybe it's about your kids, but it's something deeper and deeper, and you have to find what that is. And that's something that you have to hold on to every single day. The days that you don't feel motivated, which is going to be 9 out of 10 days, you have to think about that reason on why you need to work out anyways, on why you need to skip eating out, on why you need to put down that extra glass of wine, right? So number one is start with realistic expectations. Know exactly what it's going to take and how long it's going to take to reach your results, and make sure you put in the effort to do it. Number two is think what really motivates you, truly, really motivates you. Again, for me at age 25, when I got my very first results, it was really just because I wanted to look good and feel good. And at a 25-year-old guy who had nothing else going on in his life, that was enough for me. But if I had to think about it a lot deeper, it was because I was so sick and tired of being the guy I was. It's not from the person I wanted to be. It's I wanted to stop being the person I was. And that's what catapulted me. And I kept feeling that 5 years of working out with no results, I kept that deep inside of me, and saying every time my friends wanted me to go out on the weekends, I was like, no, I've done that for 5 years. I cannot go back to that. And that's what truly transformed me now that I think about it. It wasn't really to look good and feel good. It was because I did not want to become that person that I was the last 5 years. So what really motivates you? Number three, keep unhealthy food out of the house. This is probably the easiest thing to do, but also the easiest thing not to do. Like, it's very simple to do, but also simple not to do, because we make up excuses. We got kids, we don't live alone, we got all this stuff, right? And so I always remember every time, like before I was married, all this stuff, every time I wasn't living with my parents or wasn't home or anything, I got the best results ever. And it's because I couldn't afford to have anything except the essentials inside my house. So I remember there were days where I was extremely hungry and craving anything, and I wanted something really bad. So I go to my fridge, and there's the only thing in there are like eggs, chicken, turkey. So I was forced to eat something healthy. And that is, if you're in that situation, that's just what you have to do. You have to take away all temptation if you're someone who's tempted. You can't, it's one thing to understand that you're tempted about many things. It's another thing to take action to get out of that temptation. So, what I always suggest, like things like like all those snacks, like cookies, candy, all that stuff, you could get that anytime, anywhere that you want. So if you truly want it, you could drive 2 minutes to a store to get it. So there's no need for you to have it in your house just ready for you to eat, right? Not only will that help you along with your goals, but you're going to get extremely healthier or save so much more money at the same time. So again, number one, start with realistic expectations. Number two, think of what really motivates you. Three, don't have or keep unhealthy food out of the house. Number four, probably my favorite. I say that about everything, but I like number four as well. Don't have an all or nothing approach. This right here is where I see most people quit their program, is because it's all or nothing for them. Have you ever told yourself, or some of you are probably in here right now, where you waited to start the 21 days so you could give it all, right? I can't tell you how many people were like, oh, I don't want to start yet because I want to make sure I'm set up to give it my all for those 21 days. It's like, what? It's like, your life is a lot more than the next 21 days. You just have to get started. And what happens is when we go into it with this all or nothing approach and life sideswipes us, which is going to over and over and over again, and we fall off for maybe one day, we feel like it's the end of the world. And we feel like we're never going to get results, so why even try? If I can't even do it for 3 days straight, then why am I even trying this? And so we go back into our comfort zone of mediocrity, and it keeps us there instead of getting the results that we truly wanted. And a great example of this is the 28-day quarantine that just finished. I told everybody in the beginning. I even told I had 20 people in my personal group. I told them, and I made an announcement on Facebook. I said, if you want a good chance at winning this challenge, just don't quit. Because there's 120 people. By week 2, half of them are going to be out. After the next week, the other half are going to be out. And there's going to be like 20-something photos out of the 120. So if you want to be in the top 20, just do not quit. And what happened? Even though everybody heard that, even though I announced it in my group, half of my personal group still dropped out, more than half. And then there was only 20 photos out of the entire program in there. And why? It's because they had the all or nothing approach. They took, like, if I wasn't good for 28 days, so there's no chance, there's no reason for me to even continue. I'm not going to talk to my coach. I didn't do good, right? Do you have the all or nothing approach? If you do, that could be a reason that that is slowing you down. Like when I mess up, when I fail, I'm like, whoops, learn from it and find out a way to not do that next time. Will it happen again? Absolutely. But it gets less and less and less. And I don't beat myself up. I just get right back on it. And that's all you have to do in every single thing that we do. So we start with realistic expectations. We think what really motivates us. We keep unhealthy food out of the house. We don't have an all or nothing approach. Number 5, right? Have a game plan. So you have to have a game plan. This is the biggest thing that I teach anyone who I personally coach, anything like that. So when I started my journey, this was probably the biggest thing I remember doing is every Sunday, I looked throughout the entire week. So I always allowed myself one, it started out as a cheat day and then kind of cheat meal, but now every day could cheat, just stay within your macros. But I planned out my entire week. And I said, all right, if I have a birthday party on Friday, if I have like a friend's party on Friday, if something's going on during the week, then that is my cheat day or my cheat meal. And I'm just going to have fun and not worry about it, which means every other meal before that one and after that one needs to be on point. So me knowing that, hey, Friday night, I'm going to go out and have some drinks and have some fun. That allowed me to stay disciplined Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday morning. Whenever I got tempted with food, I'm like, nope, I don't want this because I'd rather have that meal on Friday. And then so what would happen is if I did cheat before that Friday evening meal, then I didn't deserve that Friday evening meal and I had to eat healthy. But luckily I was always that was enough discipline for me to be able to hold off until I really ate what I wanted to eat instead of just giving to quick temptation. So you have to have a game plan. And if I didn't have anything coming up, then I just always said Saturday or Sunday, I'll go out and eat something that I want. Because I know the weekends, that's just what happens. So I made sure I ate perfect all week. And then on that day, I just had fun. And so you always have to have a game plan. So right now, it's roughly 6 p.m. So tomorrow, you should already know like what you're going to eat and what time you're going to eat it. If you don't know that, then after you watch this, take the time to do that. Because if you don't have a plan, then you don't have a plan, right? Failing to plan is planning to fail. We hear that over and over and over again, yet like, do we do it? So by the time you go to bed every single night, you should know exactly what you're going to eat and when you're going to eat it the next day. If you don't do that, that is what's slowing down your results. So number 1, start with realistic expectations. Then think what really motivates you. Keep unhealthy food out of the house. Don't have an all or nothing approach. Have a game plan. Number 6, realize it takes time. It's a super obvious one, but it's also one that we know, but we don't follow. Meaning, like, we know it takes time, so why do we get frustrated that it takes time? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is like even myself, 9 or 10 months ago, whenever I started this, last October 30th, whenever that was, and I got my coach and ate extremely healthy. Like, you guys know about our power foods list. Like, that's all I ate for 4 weeks straight. And at the end of 4 weeks, I took a picture and I was like, that's it. Like, I was so disappointed. Like, I knew it was going to take longer than 4 weeks, but I was expecting to look amazing at 4 weeks. Uh, and it was so frustrating, but luckily I just like trusted the system, kept plugging away. 2 months go by, look better. 3 months go by, look better. 6 months go by, completely different person. Now it's 9 or 10 months later, and like the results just keep on getting better and better, not only physically, but my mental approach to everything as well. So it takes time. And within the last 10 months, it's crazy things happen. Yeah, our world had a pandemic, had to save our gym, had so many reasons to fall off my plan. But luckily, I had the game plan. I had realistic expectations. I kept diving into what really motivated me. I didn't really have that unhealthy food in the house. And I didn't have an all or nothing approach. When I did mess up, it was like, oh, all right, let's get back on it. I always thought, like, why did I mess up? If this happens in the future, how can I overcome it next time? Why does this happen to me? Like, you want to think about those stuff, but more importantly is you want to put an action game plan together in the future. And then lastly, number 7 is you have to have a coach. You have to have a coach. I can't, like, and a lot of time, like, what the coach is there for, it's for support when you need it, and it's to hold you accountable. I literally only talk to my coach once a week. And it's when I send in my check-ins, he sends something back. That's the only time we talk. Every now and then when I have a question, I'll ask him and he'll answer it. But that's it. He's not there to motivate me. He's not there to reach out to me. That's what I'm paying for him. Like, that's my responsibility. I'm an adult. If I have a question, I need to go and ask it. If I have a problem, I need to let them know what the problem is. If I don't say anything, how will they know, right? So you have to have a coach. And there's so many times that I probably would have given in on my nutrition and things like that if I didn't have to send my numbers to someone every single week. And that's just it's just so true. And he keeps me on point. And when I want to do something that he doesn't agree with, he lets me know. And it's just having a coach, having that accountability person, just having someone to report to week after week after week, an educated, real person to do that for, extremely helps. And as you guys know, we have our Warrior Elite program where you could have a one-on-one macro coach. And most of you guys do have that and are seeing the benefits of it. And some of you have it and aren't using it to your ability. You just don't check in, or you don't talk to your coach or ask him questions. So if you're listening to this and that's you, start using it because why not? You're paying for it. So that's all 7 steps. Again, start with realistic expectations. Think what really motivates you. Keep unhealthy food out of the house. Don't have an all or nothing approach. Have a game plan, realize it takes time. And lastly, probably the most important is you have to have a coach. And if you guys need a coach or want a coach, you could comment down below and we'll set it up. We'll just set up a Zoom with me and we'll figure out if it's the right thing for you. And we'll have some fun. It's our Warrior Elite program. I love it. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Any questions or comments? If you haven't asked it yet, ask it now. And me and my team will come in and